I'm sorry I haven't been able to post a video in a while. I was doing it with a webcam on YouTube, but they got rid of that program, so I have this Cybercam program, which I hope it comes out. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about Ronda Rousey's recent admission on the Ellen DeGeneres show about her thought about committing suicide, and I was really touched by that. I people can like and hate this woman, equally, and I can understand why. When I first encountered her, I saw a lot of bad sportsmanship, not shaking hands, not touching gloves, and okay, even in war, you're supposed to show your enemy some modicum of respect, and a lot of people were very happy when Holm defeated her. They felt that Rhonda got her comeuppance, and she did, and she was soundly defeated. Holly destroyed her and did a great job, masterful job of winning. And Holm seems like a real class act, but I don't want anyone to hurt themselves. It's not my desire, and I'm glad that she didn't commit suicide. Rhonda likes to play off that she's a strong person, but she's still a human like the rest of us and has frailties just like everybody else. Like Apollo Creed said to Rocky, "Remember, Rocky, he's just a man. You be more of a man." Well, same thing here. I am, on a personal level, a little disappointed in Holm's reaction to all this when she found out about it. I think that she should have shown a little bit more empathy towards Ron than just this ambivalent, trying to not really comment about it. I think that she could have. I think I would have been nice for her to have reached out to Ron and said, "Look, I'm glad you didn't kill yourself. It's like, even though we're adversaries, in the ring, I don't want you to hurt yourself over anything like that." And Holly said a lot of nice things about Ronda, saying she was a great champion and what have you. And Holly Holm seems like a really class act. And I just wish she would have said something more positive about the subject. I think that and maybe she will. I really wish she would have reached out to Ron and said, "Look, this is not worth dying for." It's amazing how people get so wound up about these sporting events like MMA or the Super Bowl or the World Series. I like team sports too, but our lives don't change if our favorite team wins or loses, right? It's like, all right, the Yankees win the World Series, I'm happy, but I still have a job. I've got bills to pay. My life doesn't change, and your life doesn't change either. And I know people that are bummed out about it. Oh, Yankees lost, and you mope around about it for weeks. It's like, why? You should be more concerned about real important things in your life, I guess, if you think about it, I remember one time, a long time ago, there was this man that was really into football, and he said to me, he was like, "Oh, are you a Giants fan?" I'm like, "Well, I like the Giants. I'm not crazy. I don't know every statistic." And they go, "Yeah, I like the Giants." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "What's Lawrence Taylor's number?" And I didn't remember. I don't know. I know he was a great player, but he goes, "You're not a real fan. You're not a real football fan." I said, "Well, there are things more important than football." He goes, "What? What could be more important than football?" I said, "How about your family and your country?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't think about that." And of course, I won that argument. And let's not forget that. Let's think about the people that really do things that matter in our lives. The soldiers that protect our country, both here and abroad, our way of life that a lot of us take for granted. This is such a great country. When people say to me, "Well, they get paid for do that," well, I don't care. They're still doing it, and they don't get paid a lot. It's a great honor for them to serve and protecting us and keeping us safe and allowing us to enjoy the freedoms that so many of us take for granted. So, not meaning to go off on a tangent, but there are more important things in life than MMA and stuff like that. And I hope that Rhonda, does come back. I'm glad, with reference to that, Miesha Tate's going to square off against Holly Holm. I don't think Rhonda's ready. I think if Rhonda went into the ring too fast, she'd probably lose again, and that would be the end of it. I think that the MMA and UFC is duty bound to, give this woman a little deference. She did a lot for them. I'm not an MMA fan, but I started watching it once, Ronda Rousey got involved. I thought she was an interesting character, and actually, she's like really kind of a nice person when you take away all the the histrionics and the theatrics that she brings to the table with it. But I think she's very good, but I think she allowed a lot of the media hype to get to her. I don't feel, as I said in my earlier video, I compared this to Rocky 3. She wasn't training. It's like, oh, well, today I'll go on an Entourage episode, go on Michael and Kelly, and do Fast and Furious 7, and make sure I train for Holly Holmes. Where Holly Holmes, like, I'm training to kick Rhonda's rear end, and that's it. And, just when you, like I said, when you see the two of them, Rhonda looks pudgy. I don't know what type of exercise Rhonda does. I don't think she does weight training at all. Holly looks strong, muscular. And I'll tell you something, watching that match a second time, I think Rhonda still did bad, but she did a little bit better, I thought, when Rhonda got Holly on the ground and tried to, like, do that rollover and get the arm, but she couldn't do it because she's not strong enough. And Holly, I'm sure, prepared for Holly probably didn't prepare for boxing that much. She probably studied more MMA defense, okay, because she doesn't need to study that much more. She's a kickboxing champion several times over. And that's what I think she did, and she managed to get out of that. And that, to me, was the game. That was Rhonda's signature move. Now, granted, Miesha Tate, when they squared off the second time, did get out of an armbar attempt. And actually, Rhonda had it cinched in, and Miesha rolled out of it. But the second time, Rhonda got her and made her submit. But that didn't happen in this case. And I think, again, I think that Rhonda was allowing a lot of external factors to come into play, and she really did not give this fight the attention it deserved. She probably thought, Holly Holm was just like everybody else, and like they all say he's gonna beat me and not, and that was totally wrong. It wound up being the case. But anyway, getting back to what I said, Rhonda, I hope that you come back, and I want you to know that although my voice doesn't mean much, I want you to know that there are things worth living for, even if you don't become MMA champion again or you don't win a rematch. There's life to live, and so I hope that you'll do that. And as for Holly Holm, I think you're a nice lady. I don't know you, but you seem like a real class act. I just wish you could have been a little nicer about it. I think that you could have probably said something a little bit more empathetic than what you did. About saying maybe, hey, Holly, hey, Rhonda, please don't kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you have in the past complimented Rhonda on what she's given to the sport, and you said a lot of nice things about it. I just wish you would have said something a little bit more sympathetic to the situation. I mean, it's like, you don't want to kick someone when they're down. Anyway, that's my take on this. I'm sure people will disagree, but again, please comment and like it up because I'd love to hear your responses. And we'll talk again soon. Take care.